everyone, it's Cindy Kaza, and you're listening to the Paranormal Zone.
Look, I know the supernatural is something that isn't supposed to happen, but it does happen.
A ghostly apparition in the dark of night.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Mike, it feels like it's been an eternity since I've seen you, my friend.
It's because you miss me so much.
Oh, well,
No.
That's true. Yes, that is a true sentiment. But it feels like we haven't done a flagship in like I don't know, what's in a blue moon or several blue moons.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on with us?
Or a yellow moon or a cheese
yellow
moon.
Are we getting too old, Mike? Are the podcasting demands catching up with us? Are we letting down our audience? I mean, we have like one or two listeners out there. I know for sure. I want to make sure we keep them entertained.
I would be able to, clarify all that, a lot of that, if people would just let me complain about myself a little bit.
Oh, yes, that's right.
But I don't do that. I mean, I am in very poor health, and that's just the way it is, and it gets in the way sometimes.
Well, remember, Mike, this is not a show about medical updates. We've been told that.
Yep, it's not a show about you or I or any.
Definitely not complaining.
Thereof.
Definitely not a show about complaining. Definitely not a show about
penises.
No, thank you. Yep, absolutely. That's even though it's a human body part, you cannot cannot utter the name of said part. That's just how it is.
Or in any subsequent numerations thereof, like peni or anything like that. You don't want to mention anything like that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But
we are
and
here.
Our motto has become, get on with it.
Yeah, for sure. See, already, now you threw me off guard. I was ready to play something else, but now you say that.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, so what's our motto?
Yes, get on with it.
That's right. And I just made everyone go deaf. That's a really loud soundbite, so I apologize. But anyways, it is good to see you, Mike.
Yes.
We did get together over a week ago with our meeting with the awesome Patty Negri. That was really cool. Highly encourage you to go check that out, listen to it. We went over an hour, and man, she was as enlightening as ever, entertaining,
as awesome as the first time we had.
Yeah, as cordial and fun and positive. So yeah, go check it out. It's available everywhere. You can listen on YouTube or your favorite podcasting platform. We do also have a new, I don't want to call it a side project, another Patreon exclusive, Mike, our true crime podcast, Wicked Legacies, which debuted 2 weeks ago. I think you guys will find that very, very interesting, especially you true crime fans out there. We're really going to, we are really going to, well, we're going to put some effort into this podcast.
And we are planning one again very, very up and coming near.
Very soon. Yes, very soon. Our debut episode was about, some guy back in the 90s who went on some Bronco chase, who shall go nameless right now, and all that good jazz. He used to play football, I was told.
Yeah. And if you want to find out who that was,
go listen. Yes, exactly.
Because you can't figure it out unless you listen to the show.
No. So that was our debut episode for Wicked Legacies, and all of our other true crime episodes, which are available exclusively on the Patreon page. They are now under the Wicked Legacies, how the hell you want to call it, moniker, name, title, subseries, whatever. Just yet another awesome aspect of our Patreon page. We're closing in on episode 100, Mike. We are over 100 episodes when we consider the Wicked Legacies episodes, the Retro and Randoms episodes. Man, I think there's a lot of good quality stuff out there over on the Patreon page, and you can check it out for as little as $1 a month. No obligations. You don't like it, you can say, "See you later, geeks," and then we'll you don't have to worry about us ever again. So
yeah, well, yeah.
Thank you for that contribution.
Well, I was starting to get a little sad there.
Oh,
didn't know how to react to that, but
maybe that should be another Patreon shirt, another moniker, Mike. "See you later, geeks." Just people waving at us.
Yeah.
We're sitting on a dinghy or something, being pushed out to the.
You can sit on your own dinghy.
Okay.
I'll sit on the shore somewhere.
Okay, there you go. But in all
Not
sincerity,
like going out in the water anymore.
I know, I understand. In all sincerity, it is good to see you, Mike. We have hopefully a good discussion lined up this evening. We shall see how this one goes. Some ghostly hypotheticals, some paranormal ponderables, and some moments of the macabre to wrap up the show. No ghost gab, I don't believe, which is a first for a while, but unless you have some new paranormal activity you've been experiencing, Lord knows I haven't.
Let's see. No, it's just the usual stuff that...
Oh.
Yeah.
Just the usual,
I did.
Just the usual paranormal stuff that Mike is so accustomed to that it's just, ho hum. Oh, there's a full body apparition. Okay, nice to see you. Where's the SpaghettiOs?
I did, yeah. I did mention the shadow figure that I did see not that long ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And then non-paranormal, I'm sure, but I'm still weirded out by the headless bird sitting in my backyard. And it was so weird because, we have a gopher problem, okay? So I find a gopher coming out. I stomp on the hills and flatten them out, okay? So
what do you got against gophers? My Lord.
You should see our yard. It's horrible. It's like a minefield gone crazy exploding. But anyway.
They're just doing what they do.
This dried patch is about, I don't know, a little bigger than the size of a basketball maybe. It was just flat and dry. Right in the middle was this bird sitting there, and I thought it looked weird. There's something wrong with that bird. It's
such a great story. And I mean, not great for the bird, but it was funny for you.
It weirded me out. I mean, no head, just this white, crusty stuff around where the head used to be. Around the neck. Looked like it could have been just ready to fly off, but no.
Yeah.
Then the next time I went out there, it was gone. I don't know where it went.
Mike's reaction when he saw that was headless.
Yeah. No, it was weird, though. Quite interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Mike, about that one, but hey, it was an experience, and you obviously found it a memorable experience.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. I think I chuckled a little afterwards.
I think so. Yeah, I think you
did. No, I didn't. Great respect for all living creatures, especially the ones you put on the grill. And
well, yes, you must respect the tasty ones for sure.
Yes,
that's what you were getting at right there. Come on, be honest.
Anyway,
Mike, when you think about paranormal ponderables or ghostly hypotheticals, I know, folks. I know we do have longtime listeners out there are probably going, "Good Lord, again!" But you know what? Stuff like this is intriguing. It's fascinating, and I personally love to keep my paranormal noggin. I kind of like challenging it every now and then, to remind yourself how fascinating and curious the world of the paranormal really can be. So I kind of like throwing out these episodes every now and then. Not because we can't think of anything else.
True.
But no, because we like to challenge ourselves. Not saying we're going to be challenged this evening, but maybe Igor will challenge us.
No.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
But now, what route of paranormal do we go? Because the word paranormal covers just a wide variety of things. Are we talking spectral beings? Are we talking cryptids? Are we talking, anything?
We're talking about it all tonight, baby.
That's what I thought.
I'm telling you that right now. And I'm not calling you baby.
Calling me baby. All right, sweetiekins, let's go.
Has anyone ever said no one puts baby in the corner when they're looking directly at you? I mean, has that
At
ever
me,
happened?
no.
Okay.
Jennifer Grey once, though. I looked right at her in the eyes and said, nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody puts Jennifer Grey in a corner. Ever.
Yeah.
But hey. Well, this is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing where the conversation goes. Some of the things I looked at, Mike, were haunted quotes. First thing I found right now, this quote. Now let's just see where we go.
Okay.
With this, okay? Let's challenge our
I will
mind.
follow suit.
Let's challenge our fragile little noggins. This quote from an unknown source. The universe is full of ghosts. Not the sheeted churchyard specters, but the inextinguishable elements of individual life, which have once been and currently
it's the energy.
are.
Yeah.
So
it's the energy that will never quit. It just goes on and on.
Yeah.
Energy
So I mean,
cannot,
us as a physical being, we are by far in the minority. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, is not only like this earthly realm, and perhaps Earth itself being a sentient being. That's a whole other subject right there. Whole other head scratcher.
I love that head scratcher.
Yeah. Not only, perhaps the Earth being, not only the Earth abounding in spirits, so to speak, right? But we're talking the universe, everything, the ever expanding universe, Mike, being full of what we refer to as ghosts, the spirits, the spirit world, the other dimensions, any other damn thing you want to call it.
Well, the energy, that energy, specific energy, and all energy, it transcends time and space. There is no time, there is no space. It's just all of it. It's all part of it. And
even we're talking, comparatively speaking, like our solar system, our galaxy, minuscule compared to the overall, I guess I don't want to say alleged, but the size of the universe, Mike.
Well, there can be a lot more that fit in there because every one of them is flat. It's a flat planet, flat Earth.
They're all saucer shaped
that because, and I'm not putting down people that believe that. I'm not.
No, of course
that
not.
out there.
To each their own.
Yeah.
But in the overall grand scheme, like even in the our well-known gas supergiants, Mike, Saturn,
right.
Jupiter, you can fit flipping 3 Earths inside Jupiter's giant red spot, right?
Yes, Betelgeuse.
Him too.
That's a star, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a sun, I think. I don't know.
And the overall just spectrum of life, it's minuscule.
Mm-hmm.
For us, I'm already feel like I'm going off on a tangent. For us as these tiny wee little beings that we are with our wee little brains, to assume that we could even attempt to fathom what's out there, what is potentially out there, especially in regards to the afterlife, I think it's laughable in a lot of ways. To sit there and proclaim there is no such thing as ghosts, no such thing as an afterlife, and if you believe in such, you are a feeble-minded twit. Well, okay, and you have evidence of such thing, Mr. Scientist Man? Well, no. I mean,
it's science. It's just science. That's the only answer you need.
Exactly. So,
hey, we're not ripping on science either.
Oh, hell no. Science is wonderful. But again,
it's necessary.
How many of those out there, again, the overused word on the paranormal zone, pseudo-skeptics out there, who just refuse to even acknowledge a hint of a possibility that there may be something after this physical existence. You know what? If we know it all, then scientists can all go home. Why bother doing their day job? They're done. They know it all.
Yeah.
So,
And we actually have well, we haven't spoken to him for a while, but we have a good relationship with a extreme skeptic like that. What is it?
yes.
Mr. L or something like that? Or?
He's one of the letters. That's all I shall say.
I was just joking saying Mr. L. But anyway.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's frustrating in a lot of ways. And this is coming from the so-called, kind of skeptic of the show. I hate even saying that, but we're all skepticals. Mike and I, you and I are skeptical. You have to be. You're just a little less than I. But I think we both can agree with that quote I just read. The universe in itself is teeming with spirits and spirituality. And how I interpreted that is that we as the physical are definitely in the minority by far. Right. The sun, the moon, the stars, all tiny little tidbits floating around in this unmeasurable cosmos of spirituality.
Sounds like a Barry Manilow song.
Did it?
The sun, the moon, the stars.
Oh,
I don't
know. Why? Really? I'm going to have nightmares about Barry flipping Manilow now, so I appreciate it.
But boy, did he ever get a great facelift, though. Whew, boy, does he look natural.
He did? One of the rare good facelifts?
No. If you haven't seen him in the last 20 years, you should take a look. I'm not ripping on him either.
No, I guess I'm not up to date on my Barry Manilow. I don't follow his face from
kind of reminds me of that. If you've ever seen in the Weekly World News the lion woman or lion lady or something like that had her face all done to look like a lion.
Oh, I thought you were talking about maybe the cat lady or whatever she.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But she was like a socialite who went way overboard with the plastic surgery. And
yeah. But hey, if it gives her more confidence and she feels good, go for it. I guess.
I think she's dead. I think she passed away.
Well,
so she doesn't feel good anymore.
Hopefully she had a good rest of her life. I don't know.
You wonder, did she lie down by a saucer of milk every night before she went to bed? I don't know.
I wonder if she used the toilet.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
Or somebody in the family just kind of opens the door every once in a while for her.
Right, there you go.
Hey, we're speaking ill of the dead now.
Yeah, right. Sorry. Carry on my wayward. Damn it. Stop myself. Mike, there are some who suggest that the belief in ghosts stems from a fear of non-existence and a desire to think that death isn't the absolute end, which allows loved ones to remain connected. Right. So, as the not late, potentially still great, some may think, Jesse Ventura once said about religion, he called religion a crutch for weak-minded people. I'm kind of getting a vibe. I
remember that.
From this quote is that belief in the paranormal is a crutch for weak-minded people. What say you, Mike? Do you simply fear death because you believe in ghosts? Or do you believe in ghosts because you fear death?
Well, first of all, I do not fear death, period.
Because you believe in ghosts. See, I got him. Because I got him right there.
No, I do not fear because I've lived an extremely interesting life. I know I have a lot of life left. And when I'm done, I know that I'm not done. I'm done physically. But even science says energy does not cease to exist. It goes on. Patty Nager was talking about it herself with us. That
correct.
It never goes away. Our physical parts are the physical that rot. Everybody knows, worm food, whatever. But the energy that makes us who we are or what we are continues on. It can ever expand.
But you believed in ghosts, Mike, before you understood that.
Oh, absolutely.
You were too young to know, well, energy never dies. So therefore me, Mike Cardinal, 4-year-old Mike, believes in ghosts. So this is something that's always been kind of innate to you.
I believe in them because I've experienced them. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I mean, what better way to strengthen a belief is from personal experience,
Right. And being,
Ah.
being that much of a believer, because I have experienced it, whether anybody or somebody or some people want to believe that or not, it's not up to me to make people believe. Have your own experience or don't have your own experience. Have an experience and totally dismiss it and stay where you're at in that belief that there isn't such a thing as ghosts or the paranormal. It's how you're going to live your life and what maybe your life is meant to live right now that way. So
What do you think about the other argument that those who believe in ghosts, it's actually a perhaps subconscious reaction to childhood trauma? It's some sort of like self-healing process to attempt to bury or not ignore, but perhaps ease the pain of a childhood trauma. What do you think about that? I think that that's a definite possibility for sure.
I do believe that because of the trauma that can be caused by, well, childhood or lifetime issues. I mean, if you're trying to replace something that you cannot handle with something that maybe you can handle that better, I don't know. I know that's not saying anything.
I don't want
but,
I don't want to throw this word out lightly, and I don't want people to take it the wrong way. But the word that popped in my brain is fantasy.
Fantasy.
Those who perhaps are trying to ease their own pain, they kind of, again, perhaps subconsciously resort to a world of fantasy. And a lot of people out there, the skeptics, pseudo-skeptics, absolutely considered the paranormal a fantasy realm. It's not real.
Well, okay, so if it is something like a fantasy and it's because of some trauma or whatever, maybe somebody can take a fantasy that has something frightening like that, like say the paranormal or a specter or a ghost or whatever, but they can handle it and they can control that. And in a fantasy, they can control taking over that and going beyond that and not letting it be a problem. So instead of not being able to handle their real life, create a fantasy that they can control the outcome of what goes on. And if it may have to do with ghosts or paranormal or something like that.
I think I used to have a fantasy about Raquel Welch. Did you have fantasies, Mike, of any particular lovely ladies?
When she played,
or guys, whoever.
What was that? 25,000 BC or 25 million BC, whatever.
20,000. Yeah.
When she played the most gorgeous cave woman in the nicest room.
Exactly.
Rabbit skin panties and rabbit skin bra.
Common attire for Neanderthals back in the day. Yeah. Very, very common.
And she probably carried a heavy stick.
I thought we were going to learn about pointed sticks. Sorry. That reminded me of Monty Python, so I have to throw out the annoying Monty Python quote. Or my annoying version of a Monty Python quote. Symbolism, Mike.
Sure.
How about those who believe in ghosts? As in, their ghosts are seen in their minds as metaphors or symbols from their own memories, maybe perhaps loved ones, those who have passed on. Is it, again, kind of a, how do I want to word this? You are hurt from a loved one passing on. Therefore, the ghosts in your mind become reality because you simply don't want to think about them being gone forever and you're never going to see them ever again. So you want to atone for those fears by believing that they are out there somewhere and somehow you will be reunited. How about that potential reason behind belief in the ghosts, in the paranormal?
That's very good possibility. It's creating that mechanism for keeping a memory alive or keeping somebody alive, at least in their mind. And the mind, as we all know, is such a powerful thing that can create so many things that seem real, It could be, coming as a ghost, but it's that person that's trying to keep that memory alive in the most physical way that they can. And the most they can muster up is this spectral image, a memory of this person. I don't know.
Again, a definite flipping possibility. Are we making any sense, Chris Walken?
God damn it.
Oh. I think we have to try harder.
Well, I know I'm fumbling.
No, you're not. You're not at all. You're doing great. I just like getting feedback from our soundboard here, from our celebrity friends. So I'm just saying. Henry Fonda, how are we doing so far?
What are you, a couple of nitwits?
Oh.
Well, it goes without saying.
Gosh, it doesn't seem like we're not really doing too well so far. We need to pick up our game. How about you, former coach of the Indianapolis Colts? Are we making sense?
Diddly poo.
Oh. Jim Mora. I forgot his name. So that's why I said he's former Indianapolis Colts head coach and New Orleans Saints head coach, I believe. Anyways, yes, it's sort of a reaction to grief and stress. The loss of a loved one. And again, going back to the fear of the unknown, and so I'm going to believe in ghosts and I'm going to conjure up this land of fantasy in my mind. But again, there are people like you, Mike, who literally saw something when you were a wee little kid, before you even experienced any sort of real trauma at all. So you got that going for you, which is nice.
Yeah.
What'd you just look at? Did you see a ghost cat or something?
No, I just looked away for a second. But go ahead.
Okay. No. Well, I don't. Okay, I didn't mean to throw you for a loop there. Don't go. I know you're having a really successful attempts at accepting harsh experiences in your life, and I don't want to throw you backwards by that quote.
They are fixable. They are
fixable. Some people might believe that spirits and ghosts are the remnants, or perhaps, as I just said, spirit of a passed on human being. Those who maybe have unfinished business here on earth. Or perhaps those who have passed on, but yet they are trapped. They cannot move on from this existence for however many reasons.
Possibly have loved ones that they cannot bear to leave behind.
Yes. Again, this is something we've talked about innumerable times, and because it's fascinating to me, and we will never really truly know the answer to it. But I personally believe that is an absolute possibility for some ghosts to still hang out here, Mike, but not all. I mean, I'd like to think there are some happy ghosts out there. They're not all here because of some tragic occurrence. They're not all trapped.
Right. Like my father. I know my dad comes around, and when he comes around, he's here to have fun. Like dropping something on my head or thumping me on the head that one time. Or I think he may have been the one that possibly threw Mishka's lost dog tags at her twice out of thin air. Mary and I were talking about that earlier, and it still amazes us.
And some people out there who may be listening, and chances are, if they're listening to a paranormal podcast, they're not a pseudo-skeptic, but maybe they are, judging by some of the reviews that people leave for our show. But anyways,
there are people that listen to this just so they can throw out some negativity, but
some negative garbage.
I can handle it. Patrick can't, but I can handle it.
Yeah, I wither up like a sour grape, and just to be squished.
Lays in the corner of his living room in a fetal position, and
Oh, you saw me recently. Okay. And I know some of those listening out there are like going, "Oh my gosh, these guys, they are so they're moronic, they're idiotic, they're naive. They're sick. They're sitting there saying that his dad is popping on down from heaven and throwing away his dog tags. He's playing tricks on them." How's he getting there from heaven, and how's he getting back? Well, how would you take something like that, Mike? What would be your counter statement to someone who says, like, well, where are these ghosts coming from if they're happy? If they're happy, they should be in heaven or in another happy realm. How can they pop in and out like that on a whim?
Like I said earlier, that energy transcends time and space. They can be anywhere at any time, anything, whenever. Just if there's, it's just a matter of.
I like it when I fluster. I like it when I fluster.
But you know what I mean, though.
No, I like it. Well, I don't like it, but yeah, I do.
Yeah,
because I get him so riled up that his mind's going 100 miles an hour, and he's like, I just want to wring your scraggly little neck over there. Yeah.
Oh no, never like that. But
I was going to say scrawny, not scraggly. By the way, go ahead.
Well, either one fits.
Either one, what? Yeah, that's very apropos.
No, I'm just kidding. But anyway,
no, you're not.
Anyway, the like I said, transcends time and space. They can be when and where they want to be. It's not like they're, of course, we feel that they are the ones that are trapped, that can't leave. They try to leave the door and the sandworms get them or something. I don't know. But
going back, and I'm sorry, I'm going back a couple questions ago, because a thought just popped in my brain that I feel I need to throw out there. So I apologize for throwing you for yet another loop.
No.
But in regards to our prior discussion about people who believe in ghosts have all been, sufferers of some childhood trauma. And thinking about that, we had, the awesome Patty Negri as a guest last week, who has a very successful recurring role on the gigantic smash hit Ghost Adventures, right?
Right.
She's very close with Zach and the boys. And we talked to her briefly about that. And I found it very fascinating and a little bit of behind the scenes stuff from Patty. So again, go listen to that discussion. It was great. I feel like we should have asked, can you say hi to Zach for us and see if he can come on the show? Well, I'm glad I didn't, because that would have been pathetic. But
I did that with, what's her name now? I told her to say
several people.
I told her to say hi to Katrina Weidman for us.
Yeah, I know,
her best friend.
Yeah. Oh gosh, now you're making me draw a blank. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry.
I hate that because she's so wonderful.
I can see her face right there right in my mind. I have her business card right up there, for God's sake.
Young lady.
We will correct that before we move on, because that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
I know.
But it was, Mike, almost 5 years ago when we chatted with her. So time is just flying by. But anyways, talking to Patty, and she had mentioned we had brought up to her our paranormal experience, which really kind of pushed us down the road of exploring, the unknown in our own little attempts, right? We're talking about the It's Debbie EVP, which again, longtime listeners are very familiar with. And I was glad to share that with her. And she had a pretty cool response. And she was saying that, and just ever so casually, she was like, and you guys believe that the EVP you caught, even though it said It's Debbie, was coming from an older woman. And I think she was suggesting that she said, well, that might have still been Debbie, perhaps, but as an older version of Debbie. Debbie, longtime listeners know, tragically lost her life when she was, less than 3 years old.
Perhaps the house that I lived in.
The house that you lived in. Perhaps the EVP we picked up, Mike, was her adult self.
Exactly.
Because again, the time and the age does not exist, right, in that other realm.
Right.
I can't wrap my mind around that. That blows me away.
I've been lucky. I've been studying Reiki a lot. I think I mentioned that to you before.
Yes, you did.
And that's the same concept with Reiki, is that even in our physical beings, I mean, with the energy that we have, with the training and with what you may need to do, you can transcend time and space with that from this existence even. I mean, it's all about harnessing and imagery and all of that. It's just, but to me, it's very. I mean, it all fits together. And Cindy Kaza, is that
Cindy Kaza? Yes.
Kaza? Yes.
Another awesome guest of the show. Oh.
Yeah, wasn't she the one that was? Isn't she who we were talking about?
No, she was not.
Dang it! All right,
it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
If you don't come up with it, then we're done because I give up.
I appreciate your effort. I appreciate the effort. Now, Cindy was the one who I hate saying replace because you cannot replace the irreplaceable Amy Allen, but she became
exactly.
kind of the main focus of the Dead Files.
Right.
And she was also on Paranormal Programming with Mr. Dave Schrader.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Another great guest.
See, now I lost my train of thought here, Mike, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. It's okay. We mentioned ghosts as possibly being lingering metaphors. Maybe we could look at some questions, Mike. You want to look for some questions?
Yeah. Well, and
maybe
even
you would ask a ghost to kind of spark our brain, perhaps. Mm-hmm. Or not? Well, it sounded like you were going to say something. What were you going to say?
I was going to say also, like these categories of whatever, of ghosts and things like that, also could land under legend and folklore.
Oh, for I mean. For sure.
It's like these stories that go back centuries. People can still experience these things now that may have been haunting a castle or whatever for centuries, but like the banshee, the spectral figure like that. I mean, that adds into that energy. Is that but it's folklore and legend, but is it real? Could it be possibly the wee banshee?
I like that. That sounds like a song title from Dion and the Belmonts.
Hey, you should run on that. Write some music there.
I think so. Again, I apparently got Zach Bagans and Ghost Adventures on my mind because another little example popped in my brain, and I'm a huge fan, big fan. But we all have our pet peeves about things, and I'm not sure if Zach has kind of lessened his abundance of these type of questions or his usage of these types of questions. But a lot of times he would ask, or Aaron or anybody, and they would say, if there are ghosts here, they'd start off a question like, are there ghosts here? And that just bugs me. It's like, okay, first off, would they say, yes, ghost over here, raising my hand,
So I have a question though. Now,
yeah. Go ahead.
Many places that you and I have been into, I think I say that. Is there anyone here with us?
Well, but you don't specifically say ghost. No, that's absolutely totally cool.
They know what I mean.
Well,
is there a dead person here that would like to talk?
Yeah, right. I don't know. Again, it's one of my silly little pet peeves when they actually use the word ghost. It's like, don't say that. Don't use that, especially if they keep saying, if they abide by one of the theories that they are people still who don't realize that they've passed on. So if they don't realize they've passed on, they would say, F you, I'm not a ghost. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, yeah, right.
Well, I don't know. I'm just going off on one of my stupid little mini pat tangents a little bit, and I'll nip it in the bud before I go off any further.
No, it's pertinent in your head. It's okay.
One thing I have noticed too in the latest seasons of Ghost Adventures, I've noticed that Zach no longer says, we have debunked this as not being dust. I'm like, yes, he's finally gotten rid of that horrible double negative, which basically means when he says, we have debunked this as not being dust, well, you're saying that it's dust then. Because think about it. You just debunked it not being dust.
It kind of reminds me of the song, Yes, We Have No Bananas. I don't know why, but I don't know.
Oh, man. I just love the stuff that pops in your brain sometimes. Yes, we have no bananas.
Anyway.
Questions, Mike? Now we're getting kind of into the ghost hunting vibe of it. Vibe
Yes.
of it, I guess.
I love it. I love it.
I'm a podcasting host, and I cannot speak at times, so that's a great talent. I like some of these.
I'm a podcasting host, and I don't barely believe in ghosts.
Hey, that's not true. I love some of these AI things that pop up, though. Tips for asking questions of ghosts. The first thing it suggests: be polite.
Excuse me, Mr. Ghost.
Right.
Oh, I like your sheets.
Right.
Your sheet selection today.
Can I hold the door open for you? Yes.
Oh, you smell so nice.
I love the smell of sulfur. It's so nice.
I love the smell of rot in the morning.
But yes, be polite. I mean, again, another Ghost Adventures reference. Would you always say that their methods have been polite over the years? I mean, they've been up and down the ladder for sure.
Absolutely.
I think that they've toned it down though, as well, as far as like the aggressor almost, trying to instigate something.
Well, and I hope that trying to piss off the ghosts kind of thing.
Yeah, antagonizing.
That shouldn't be done.
They shouldn't do it.
That should not be done. I mean, and there are people that hey, that's what they go for, but they're just asking for trouble. Seriously.
Well, for sure, and it's just not in my personality, and it's not in your personality for sure.
No.
I mean, of course, we all have our limits, but it's not like we go around and just antagonize complete strangers in real life. So why would you do it when you're trying to talk to a ghost?
Exactly. Perfect point you made there.
Yeah. A hypothetical scenario, hypothetical questions. Yeah, if you cannot tell, I'm perusing all sorts of potential descriptions.
I would peruse
ghosts.
too, but my phone is like down to 2 and I don't have my charger, so no big deal.
Okay. Well, good. I wonder what an atheist would say, Mike, if they experience something ghostly. Because again, as I said,
it is a piece of undigested meat. Like I like to use that.
This is like my 756,000th Ghost Adventures reference, but again, it's relatable to what we were talking about earlier. Zach Bagans himself always says, like, I never believed in ghosts until I came face to face with one when he was an adult. That was a terrible Zach impersonation. So he obviously didn't have any childhood trauma that we know of.
It's pretty good, actually.
It was actually okay? Okay. So he was an adult when he had his first paranormal experience. So not all ghosty believers, have some sort of lingering past that causes them to live in this fantasy. But
well, that's why I appreciate my history of the paranormal. My personal history of the paranormal is that I did have a history before seeing my first apparition because of growing up with my father and my grandmother and hearing about my great grandmother and things like that. Now, but that can be looked at it in another way of since I grew up hearing that stuff, did that put in my head to experience something? Or was I opened up enough because of that to actually experience something? Now, to me, I know the answer to that because I know, my own experience and what happened and how it went. But that's, two different ways of looking at that.
I like it, though. I mean, you got to be open to all possibilities.
Oh, absolutely.
I know we've talked about several times, Mike, about ghosts not being souls, but simply residual energy left in any number of potential ways, right?
Right.
I think we're in agreement here. I've known you for 20 damn years, and we've been
20 plus, I'd say by now.
Has it been 20 plus? It has to have been. Yeah.
Pretty darn.
We think that there's both, right? There's residual and intelligent.
I was going to say we've experienced them both, but I've experienced them both. You have, but you just haven't accepted it yet. So
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Well, yeah, it kind of is a little bit true. Yeah, I got to get that proverbial slap in the face, Mike, from an unknown force,
Yeah, and Patty Negri, she gave you a little bit of advice on that, and
Oh, and
told
she was
you
spot on too. What she said.
exactly.
I mean, I had to like kind of. I think I muted my mic because I kind of laughed, not disrespectfully, but I was just like,
Right.
"Oh my gosh,
No.
you just
In
described
agreement.
me." Yeah,
Yeah.
basically called me a closed-minded moron. No, she didn't use those words. But.
No, she wouldn't have. She's a wonderful lady.
What if ghosts were a tangible, verifiable energy form? If paranormal activity could be consistently measured with scientific instruments, it would then cease to be called paranormal, and it would simply be integrated into physics.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's absolutely true. Because right now, the belief in ghosts absolutely defies what we, quote unquote, know about physics. Again, right? That defies what all the scientists already, allegedly, supposedly know, right? So why continue to search? There's stuff out there that no one knows yet that is just waiting to be discovered.
Exactly. And I think part of the problem with that is we have so much equipment for ghost hunting, air quotes hunting.
Yeah, right. Never liked that
ghost
term.
Investigating. I don't know, but when we hit our Bigfoot hunt, to me, that's a Bigfoot hunt.
Well, but no, anyway. That implies that we're going to go out with rifles and stuff and trying to shoot Biggie. That's not going to happen.
No, that won't happen. But, like I was going to say, we have all of this equipment for detecting and for finding and for, like that could possibly give us, if this happens, that could mean that there's a spirit here. Could mean that there's paranormal energy going on, something. We don't have the equipment developed, or can we develop the equipment that is going to be something that's going to give that proof? So far, all we have is like the looking for stuff, but then going beyond finding it, we don't have that proof. It's the proof is always in the eyewitness, the person, and that's going to be only an individual proof, or if you have three people that see the same thing and they all agree that this is exactly what we saw, that was a ghost. That's the proof. That's the only, especially with AI.
Oh, I know.
We right now we can only go by, personal experience of, if we know for ourselves that yes, that is a real ghost. That is
exactly
what's left of somebody that has passed on. We got all that in itself to find it, but
and that in itself is no way evidence for other people. It is absolutely not evidence.
It's all personal experience, which means a lot to the person.
Yes,
it means everything to the person. Like when you have your first personal experience, that you have no doubt in your mind what you just experienced. It wasn't something physical. It was paranormal. It was a ghost. That's going to be the hugest thing, the biggest thing for you right there. But like I said, it's a personal thing. Science can't go beyond
science needs to have its bubble, right? And it needs to have it needs to be able to recreate basically what it experienced to prove that it exists,
Right. And if you came across something and you explained it to me and I wasn't there to experience it with you, at least, people do have, and you and I have this with each other. We tell of an experience that we had. That is verification for us as well, because we trust each other 150%.
Absolutely.
Know that we aren't going to lie to each other or make up or embellish or anything. I mean, that's how seriously we take this.
If anything, we mute it.
A story,
if anything, we mute and bring down what happened.
Right. So, and anything after that, anybody that hears it, that listens to whatever, it's up to them how they take it.
You mentioned AI earlier, and it's so maddening because, it's fascinating and it can be so wonderful, but it is so, in a lot of ways, detrimental to legit research into the paranormal now, because any moron out there can have 1 million followers on TikTok with their supposed evidence that they post every damn day. There's some flipping idiot on there. I'm not going to name names. I'm sorry for saying an idiot.
Right.
Maybe they're fans of him. I don't know. But immediately within the death, within days of Ozzy Osbourne, immediately within days of the death of Hulk Hogan, he's sitting there in his basement talking to the spirits of Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. And it's so plainly obvious that it's a manipulated audio programmed response he has in there. And it's just the dumbest, most cliched responses. But yet he's got however many TikTok followers who are buying into this stuff. And it drives me up the wall because guess what? The pseudo-skeptics, the scientists, they look at crap like that and they say, oh my God, you guys are idiots.
Yep. Every one of you are the same thing.
Yes.
And that puts all of us in that same category with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And, this will never happen, but people that do that stuff, it's entertaining for sure. Put on there for entertainment purposes only.
Right. Exactly. Have the disclaimer.
Happen.
Put a disclaimer on there.
There are people out there that are going to say, no, I have the proof. This is it. You have to believe me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you my stories. I'll tell you what I experienced. And if somebody wants to believe me, hey, I love that. But if they want to call me a liar, that's their prerogative. And they can, and I'll happily say, okay.
They can. Yeah. Absolutely.
I respect your whole opinion on it.
Yeah.
So.
And then others would also say, well, explain to me how the hell this paranormal equipment supposedly works. And I get that. Right. I get that. I almost prefer like the quote unquote old time methods of, investigating. Like even when we're using the dowsing rods, Mike, up in the loft at the Boyd house.
That was crazy.
There's some crazy responses there. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on there, but I almost find more weight in stuff like that, or even a digital recording, just a simple digital recording where we get an unexplainable EVP, which we did years ago.
And that you cannot explain. I mean, the simplicity of these things.
Yes, exactly.
Like those dowsing rods at the Boyd house in that attic. I mean, well, you see my face on the video, like, whoa!
Exactly.
But it was because it was so on cue.
Yes. And I put more weight behind those than, and I hate to say it, but even like a spirit box, Mike, or any number of these other devices, whatever the Ovilus, so many other, I'm not saying they're not legit, but I don't understand how they work as an amateur investigator. It's like, what exactly is going on here? Is this basically just a radio frequency that we could be picking up from some schmo in Timbuktu and, it's a ghost. Well, no, but we don't know that.
What is in with all that radio frequency? There's electromagnetic. It's the energy. It's that, everything that's in there that can pick up on this energy that we call ghosts. How it works, like you said, I don't know. I mean, and it's all of that stuff like that, like the obelisk and everything. It's a lot of it is so up to interpretation of what you're hearing. But also, I mean, as well as I do, some things that you've heard and some things that we've experienced, like our EVPs and stuff, are undeniable to us because we know where they came from, how they got there. We just know that it's authentic because we did not do it.
And the responses seem they're so on point. Quite often, it's like, wow. If that's a coincidence, that's a pretty amazing coincidence.
Right.
That this said something in direct response to a question that we just asked and an answer that made absolute sense in response to our questions.
Mm-hmm. And our names coming up, like at the cemetery on the Vergas Trail. We had
Schramm
our
cemetery.
names. Yeah. And the woman that we were getting a woman's voice on there, like she was interacting with us. And we were standing right there by that woman's grave. Well, that doesn't mean anything, but didn't we get something about the name of that grave and a response to that?
Well, I know for sure that I know for sure, and we're not going to turn this into walking down memory lane about what other stuff that we've potentially captured. But at that cemetery, it's the response said my name directly. You said, can you please say my
Exactly.
friend's name right there? And bam, it came out. And,
Yeah.
and I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here filming you when that happened, and that my geeky
Mm-hmm.
response. I'm like, whoa, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, coincidence maybe, but it's like it's pretty intriguing. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of, there are things that kind of take you over the halfway mark to being away from coincidence.
Yeah.
Not all the way at time, all the time, but but sometimes it is. I mean, it's Debbie. I mean,
The It's Debbie thing. That's still it's the king of our captures
yeah,
in my personal time with
absolutely.
you doing this stuff. Mike, what if death is not a true end, but in fact a transition?
Well,
The existence of ghosts would confirm an afterlife, and that consciousness can exist outside the human body. Not only would this, if potentially proven, not only would it radically alter human society, but it would radically alter religions. They would have to reassess everything, all their tenets, all their beliefs. It would change how people view death, how people would grieve. It would view everyone's changes on morality. I mean, Mike,
dogs and cats sleeping together.
Mass hysteria. What if death is not a true end, Mike, and merely a transition? Go.
Well, as longtime listeners know, and that's been my belief for many, many, many years. I mean, well, sorry to bring up my past experience of working with hospice, but with working with hospice, that was my thing when I was with, the people that I knew I wasn't gonna see them again, because I know they were that imminent to passing over or to end their physical existence. And that's when I would put my hand on their head and just, concentrate on that white light of just giving them or hoping for them the most fantastic transition. That's what that was all about.
Mm-hmm.
Helping with that transition, giving a smooth transition into the next existence. That's been my belief for so long.
And
it is a transition.
As a play-by-play commentator here, I just want to tell our listeners that Mike, as always, he was doing it. It's a subconscious thing, Mike. You were sitting there you were reenacting it. His eyes were closed. He was holding up his hand as if his hand was resting upon a patient's forehead. And you were there. You were going through that again right there. You do that so often. And it's cool.
It's just so much a part of me. And it's another reason why I've been really studying Reiki lately, because Reiki, it has a lot to do with that. It's the energy, the ever ongoing energy that doesn't quit. It's that healing, that white light, that energy of it gets so intense and so involved. If anybody has any kind of an interest in anything like that, check into Reiki. I mean, I'm studying, I'm doing modules. I found out where I can get my attunements when I finish and work my way up to Reiki practitioner. And, if I can become and work towards a Reiki master and do this for people, I've been doing it for years with hospice and didn't even know it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you've been doing it.
It's the same as
didn't
Reiki.
even realize it.
Yeah. It's an amazing thing. It's energy that will never quit.
Mike,
part of it.
Oh man, we're up to an hour already, and we need to get to the moments of macabre. Man, we could
God,
I
feel like we just started.
I know macabre. I just said macabre. God dang it! Moments of the macabre. Yeah, we need to save some time for those. But a thought that's popped in my brain, and not to be negative Nelly, or poopy pants Patrick, or whatever you want to call me. What do you think about the idea that the whole ghost, I don't know, system, ever since we first conjured up the idea of ghosts, it's just all been a big money-making scheme, Mike. It's been all about pulling the dough from those who are grieving, from those who are fearful, any number of potential
Taking
explanations.
advantage of that.
Taking advantage of those who are curious. I have my thoughts on this, but I'm curious about you, Mike. The idea of the paranormal as being one big scheme, one big scam for sure, from day one, just meant to pull those hard-earned bucks out of people's pockets.
You mean, what if that's what it actually always has been, and just
always has been, and it's just been so integrated into society for 150 years that
since the Fox sisters.
Yes, that we've almost forgotten about that.
Since the Bell Witch.
And it's just, I mean, when you think about it, Mike, as much as we love them, all the paranormal programming, that's all about ratings. It's all about getting money. If they don't, if people don't watch it, the shows
TV.
They don't watch the show, it gets canned. It gets axed. I mean, Ghost Adventures, that's my 75,000th references. That there's a reason it's on for its 25th season, whatever it is, because it's still on top. It's still raking in money.
Well, for them to keep going on and to keep expanding and keep going for that many years, it takes a lot of money. I mean, they have to make money to keep it going.
Oh, for sure.
But as far as, there's no way that, obviously, that I could never go that direction, because, there's always going to be the people that have had and are still having and will always have their personal experiences that always prove to them that this is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, for it ever to be just a scam from the beginning, I would say never, no, not a possibility. I'm saying, picture back even, what if you want to call them caveman days, when the Cro-Magnon and Neanderthals were walking the arid plains of whatever, hunting their giant bison and mastodonies type things. They were experiencing things like this, and they weren't doing it for money, or they had no money. I mean, hey, if you give me this pile of wood and this this mastodon thigh,
that's what
I
it was.
Tell you this,
Well, that's what that all started somewhere. I mean, humans, we've wanted stuff since day one. It's some sort of monetary form. It's some sort of reward system. Even going back to the Cro-Magnon days, Mike, no one did shit for free. I mean, they all wanted something in return, right?
The Neanderthals and the Brontosauri.
Well, they didn't live together as far as we know.
Well, I know, but still. But anyway, there's always a gain somewhere, whether it's monetary, where somebody's going to want to cheat the hell out of somebody and say, and not care what they do to somebody to get that money. They can make them feel like they're possessed by an evil demon, and they're going to make money out of it. They don't care what they feel.
I just thought of Oda Mae Brown in the movie Ghost.
Yeah.
Right?
I know my grandma had it, and my mama had it, but I didn't know I had it.
And I want to say something. I before I forget. I don't want to come across as a hypocrite here, because I sit there and I put out a Patreon plug right at the beginning of the show. Okay, and so I get it. I totally get it. People that we are fans of, who we totally believe in their work, we think their work is legit, and I'm not going to name names. They have their YouTube channels, and they want you to sign up, and they want you hopefully to pay, because they want to still to be able to do those shows. They want to still be able to investigate. They want to be able to practice their craft, and so
people have to make a living.
People have to make a living. So I'm not suggesting that money is, the root of all evil. Well, in some ways it is, but I'm not saying that is purely what all involved in the paranormal, that's all they are seeking. I'm not saying that by any means.
Exactly.
So I wanted to make that clear. And I hope you remember where you were going, Mike, because I stepped all over you yet again. I'm sorry. You were talking about Cro-Magnons and Neanderthals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, my gain in the paranormal, and my gain for telling stories, and my gain, I think I could speak for you too, but I'm not going to, because you could probably describe it better than me for yourself. But my gain for all of this is definitely not monetary. You and I would go anywhere to help somebody and there would never be a charge for anything.
Oh, for
obviously.
sure. Absolutely not.
My gain is the knowledge and what I can learn from it, and to, even if it's like selfishly putting another notch in my my spirit box case, saying there's another ghost I saw, for real.
Oh, for sure.
That's my gain, the experience. I mean, and
I like
helping somebody. If we could actually help somebody, that would be such a bonus. I mean, not getting money for it, but easing somebody's mind about something, or giving them some answers, or if we could, that's our gain. But there's always going to be the people that are going to cheat, steal, get in for whatever reason. Hopefully the numbers aren't 50-50 or 60-40 in the wrong direction. Hopefully the majority is like the genuine, the need to know more, the need to experience more, the need to learn more, the need to help more, instead of just, making the money. Even though even if there's just a small amount that is doing this, just for the money and doing it however they feel they can, there's a bad name that gives everybody else. It's them that are going to be using the AI that are going to put it off as real and giving the bad name for everybody else.
That's unfortunately it's those that, again, those are the ones that seem to be remembered the most, or the ones who, especially by the news coverage or whatever. I just saw something again, Mike, the other day. I'm not turning this into Patrick's pet peeves either, but it was, whenever there is something that's like a legit question, like some amazing, potentially legit ghost footage that goes viral, so much so that it hits the news, even when they introduce, or always, as always, I should say, when they introduce the clip, they have that mocking, joking, flipping tone. Ooh, it seems like something spooky is going on down on the streets of such and such. And then they show the clip and they briefly talk about it. And then the co-anchors sit there and they crack some lame joke. And it's like, if you're just going to talk about it in that manner, don't talk about it at all. Don't even show it. Again, that rubs me the wrong way. By the way, Mike, Heather Taddy, bam.
That's the one.
Yeah. Gosh, dang it. She plays bass guitar. I remember we were talking about that for a while. But yeah, best friends with Katrina Weidman. And they have some successful YouTube channels, some shows of their own. So
isn't she the one that we bought the?
Yes, the coasters.
The coasters from, I got that Ouija board coaster that has like it's like an advertisement for the Ouija board. But we never had to sign them.
I know.
We had to sign them. I kick myself every time. But anyway.
And not that she will ever listen to this, but sincere apologies for us drawing a blank on her name there. It happens, though, Mike. It happens. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Mike! We got to get to moments of the macabre before we wrap it up here.
I have no idea what you have for this, so I'm anxious to hear.
Well, I just found a list about some of the most horrific ways people have died.
Oh boy, yeah.
And I won't go through all of them. Some of them are just like
you don't have like David Carradine on there or anything, do you? Or
how did he die? I don't.
I think it was a very bad story. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I don't. But thanks.
Good.
Yeah. Now I'm intrigued to go look up David Carradine's horrible death. Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, of course. This list does not involve any celebrities, but they are creepy and horrifying, and just bizarre. It's like, how does this happen? For instance, Mike, in 2007, one 24-year-old Humberto Hernandez was walking down the sidewalk with his wife in Oakland, California. By the way, I need to put some like creepy, macabre music in the background for this segment or something. But when he was walking down the sidewalk, Mike, when an SUV lost control and slammed into a fire hydrant. Now, that's bad enough, but the impact ripped the 200-pound hydrant clean out of the ground. I didn't realize that they were that heavy. 200 pounds? Wow.
Oh, yeah. My dad
they're pretty sturdy, yeah.
Yeah, my dad had a fire hydrant in his backyard for a long time. An old antique one, and it had like 10 feet of pipe hooked onto it. It goes down into the ground. You couldn't move that thing.
Oh, man.
But anyway.
The impact of the SUV, Mike, ripped the 200-pound hydrant clean out of the ground, launching it into the air like a missile. And in a freak and horrifying stroke of bad luck, the cast iron projectile struck Humberto Hernandez in the back of the head, killing him instantly. Adding another layer to this tragedy, his wife witnessed the entire event. He was killed by a flying fire hydrant.
Wow.
Not fun.
Have you ever seen the show Dead Like Me series?
I haven't, actually.
Oh, it's absolutely fabulous. She was killed by a falling toilet out of a.
Oh, my Lord.
Was it out of the space station or something? I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, killed her right dead.
This is a true story?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's a great show on TV, though.
Man.
She comes back as one of a group of Grim Reapers. But
well, because the reason I asked that, because I was thinking about the space shuttle Columbia disaster, where a lot of debris, potentially caused, if it did not cause some serious damage, upon when that burned up.
Yeah.
And it was, gosh, another horrible tragedy. Mike, in 2009, one John Edward Jones, a 26-year-old medical student and dad to a baby girl, well, he decided to go spelunking in Utah's Nutty Putty Cave.
Nutty Putty
Cave, a system known for its narrow, twisting tunnels. Now, as a spelunker, an experienced spelunker, John had actually caved as a child for the very first time. While searching for this time, however, while searching for a particularly tight section called the birth canal in the Nutty Putty Cave, John made a catastrophic mistake. He entered the birth canal shaft head first, thinking that led to a wider passage, but tragically it did not. I hope you're envisioning this in your head. He's upside down. He stuck his head into a tiny little shaft about 10 inches wide. And yeah, you guessed it. It was a dead-end chute, and he got stuck upside down. Now, for 28 hours, rescue crews tried to get everything to help him out. Of course, they failed. The angle was so steep and his position so precarious, they could do nothing to help him. Rescuers talked to him for the entire time, trying to keep him calm. But after more than a day, but after more than a day upside down, his body gave out and Jones died from cardiac arrest. They were never able to remove his body. Authorities later sealed the Nutty Putty Cave permanently, entombing John's body where he lay.
Nasty.
Where he died. Yeah, so there's, I don't know if you can see that, Mike. There's a little, you can see he's upside down. That's not the body. It's just a graphic. He's literally, he's literally upside. Imagine squeezing into like a sleeping bag, and that's about as much room as he had.
Why?
Upside down with his feet sticking out into the other thin canal, and yeah, that's where he perished.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Nasty.
This is a well-known story for Rammstein fans. I'm a Rammstein fan. The band, not the airport. I love Rammstein. Don't diss them. They're awesome. But this, Mike, is one of the most disturbing consensual acts ever recorded. You might start recognizing it after I begin.
I suppose.
One army. This took place back in the early 2000s. One Armin Mewes posted an online ad, Mike, looking for a quote, young, well-built man who wanted to be eaten.
Oh, yes.
And guess what? He got a response. The reply was from one 43-year-old Bernd Jürgen Blandis. Oh, Bernd Jürgen. Bernd Jürgen Blandis. Hey, the two then
I wonder
met.
If he tasted it a little Blandis.
I wonder if he learned a little Bernd Jürgen Blandis. The two then met on March 9th, 2001 at the home of one Armin Mewes. Consensually again, okay? Consensually. The evening then began, Mike, with Armin attempting to sever one Jürgen Blandis' penis for them to both
Penis.
eat together.
Oof.
But, shockingly, the endeavor proved more challenging than anticipated. After several attempts of removing his wee-wee, what?
Threw up in my mouth a little bit, that's all.
They finally managed to remove his organ, which they then tried in vain to eat, both raw, but it proved to be too, quote, chewy.
Too chewy, too stringy or something, I'm sure.
And then cooked, but they, of course, burnt it.
And then it was rock hard, and they couldn't eat it like that.
Oh, boy, not in a good way. No, sir. They ultimately fed the severed wang to Armine's dog.
And who said afterwards, well, a little bit of wang in it?
A little bit of wang in it. Oh, my Lord. Now, as Jürgen Brandis lay bleeding, I should say, old Armine decided to read a Star Trek novel. Periodically checking in on the old bleeding Jürgen. Hours later, with Brandis drifting in and out of consciousness, Armine finally decided to end his life by stabbing him in the throat. He then proceeded to eat Armine's over the next 10 months, consuming approximately 20 kilograms, I can't speak, of Jürgen Brandis's flesh, storing the rest of his body parts.
Had to have a lot of steel and mill bags for that.
Oh, he stored all of his body parts underneath pizza boxes in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
But Rammstein fans are familiar because they wrote a song about this called Mein Teil. Mein Teil, translated, means my part.
Part?
So
this guy
with a T, part.
Yeah, exactly. So while he was getting his Johnson cut off, he's just letting this happen and not screaming and writhing in pain. It's
I know. Isn't
it just, get it off there. Get out of I want to get.
Isn't it unreal?
Get the hot dog buttons. Oh, dang it!
I mean, who's the more effed up one? The guy who put out the ad or the guy who answered the ad?
Oh, they're both bad. They're both very bad.
I am going to say the guy who answered the ad. That's my vote.
Oh, they're both bad.
Oh, that sounds like a great way to spend my Saturday. I've wanted to cut off my wee-wee for so long. Why not have someone else do it for me?
Yeah.
And then eat it. Yummy, yummy. Oh, there's a story Mike, here about a 19-year-old Australian who, while walking out with friends, on a dare, he decided to eat a slug which crossed his path, but the slug turned out to have contracted rat lungworm disease, a rare infection caused by a parasite commonly found in rodents, but in fact capable of infecting slugs. Yeah, of course, you see a giant slug, why not eat it? The parasite eventually caused eosinophilic meningoencephalitis. Wow, say that 10 times fast. Leading to inflammation of Ballard's brain and spinal cord. He fell into a coma that lasted 420 days. When he awoke, he could not move his limbs and required constant care. He eventually passed away, essentially paralyzed, 8 years later at the age of 28.
That's ridiculous.
After eating a slug on a dare.
Stupid.
Then there's a story of one David Grunman, Mike, who back in 1982 died by a cactus falling on him. I'm not laughing at this. I don't mean to laugh. I really didn't.
No.
But they were out shooting these big 60-foot tall cacti.
Great big squirrels or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good one. Unfortunately, when they shot a mere 26-foot tall saguaro, you were absolutely correct, Mike, one of its massive arms fell, crushing Mr. What's his name again? David Grunman to death. So not only was he crushed, but I'm assuming he was pierced severely.
Oh, I'm sure. Severely.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Karma's a bitch.
I'll end it on this one, Mike, just because we're running late. There's several more here, but this one I think is a fitting end. This is absolutely crazy. In 2008, 50-year-old David Filial was the last remaining resident of a condemned apartment complex in Bishopstoke, England. The building was being cleared for redevelopment, and despite 11 offers of alternative housing, David refused to leave. Now, why did he refuse to leave, you may ask? He believed the government was forcibly uprooting people who had nowhere else to go. So he decided to make a statement, Mike. So he staged one of the most extreme acts of protest imaginable. Old David decided to use an electric chainsaw to decapitate himself in an act of protest.
That's a one-time shot.
No kidding. He tied the chainsaw to a table leg, duct taped the trigger down, and set a timer so the blade would start once he lay down. And it worked. Emergency responders found the saw still humming next to David's decapitated head when they arrived, with blood spattering the walls, floor, and cabinets. Yeah.
Ingenious.
Is it? Is it?
No. I don't know what the hell it is.
That's sad. That's what that is.
David Carradine. Erotic asphyxiation.
Oh, you looked it up. Okay.
Yeah. And the autopsy, they had a private autopsy done, and the autopsy had come to the conclusion that how the body was bound is how they figured it was erotic asphyxiation. Kung Fu.
Is that legitimately you died doing what you loved, though?
Well,
I mean,
no, I can't see it. I can't see it.
Well, he was doing something that others who have done it say that it's
well, I can't imagine that they found him with a smile on his face.
Pleasurable experience, you know. It's supposed to. You're not supposed to die from it.
Well, no.
I know the lead singer of In Excess supposedly died from the same manner. R.I.P.
Yeah.
I said, come on. I'm not going to say anything about it because there might be listeners who enjoy doing that.
No judgment. No judgment.
No judgment, but if you're going to do it, at least have someone nearby. You know, in case.
Just be careful. Leave somebody your phone number or something, or leave your door unlocked so people can check on you or something.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Well, Mike, this has actually been a pretty darn good episode, I think. I think the discussion went a lot of different ways that we could not possibly have foreseen, and hopefully the listeners enjoyed it. I think this was pretty cool.
Well, I'm hoping.
Oh, okay. Thanks for your addition.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, I enjoyed it.
This is what David Carradine sounded like when he died.
Oh, God.
Was that too much?
That was too much.
Well,
too soon.
Well, actually, the first noise was this.
Was that the sound of something, or the sound of the binding stretching?
That was
the binding stretching beyond capacity.
Well, yeah. No, the binding occurred, and then the yeah. Sorry. Anyways.
No, that's what the sound that came when somebody found him. Well, let's see.
Yeah, exactly.
What did we have here?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Frank, you better get the stretcher.
Anyways, okay, sorry. No disrespect. Holy cow.
No.
Mike, this has been great. Thank you very much. Again, if you guys have made it this far, God bless you. Man, you are one of a kind.
Stronger people than we are.
Yes. And again, if you want to support the podcast, no better way than to check out the Patreon page. It's legitimately growing by leaps and bounds. Lots of cool stuff over there. And we're pretty proud of it. It's a passion project for sure. Mike, until next time, my friend, what do our podcasting pals, I know you need to think about this for a little bit. What do our podcasting pals need to do?
First of all, remember, no erotic asphyxiation, and then also peace out.